Hello, all. My name is Krish and welcome to my YouTube channel. So, guys, before I proceed, I really want to wish you a very happy Teachers' Day. I pray to God that you achieve all your goals in your life and you do well for yourself and your family members. Now, in this particular video, I'm going to talk about future of coding with the help of AI agents. And the reason why I'm making this specific video is that because you should definitely have a new perspective, like how applications are being currently built. Okay. Because this will be really, really helpful for you all in companies and definitely to improve your productivity. This video will be must. Okay. So let's go ahead and let's talk about when I started my IT career, right, in 2011. I would suggest in 2011, if you are starting at that point of time, coding definitely was a very difficult work. Why? Because you needed to refer so many things to implement anything as such. You cannot just by heart each and everything. You had books, you had some of the blogs, you had Stack Overflow. But now, as things are getting evolved, you know how AI has got evolved from machine learning to deep learning to generative AI, agentic AI. Now you have so many different kind of LLM models, which are able to probably do a lot of tasks for you, generate code, and in short, it is improving your productivity. So if you see from 2011 to 2025, I really feel blessed because I've seen almost each and everything. I'm an experienced coder. So definitely for me, this will be a productivity kind of thing for me, right? I now if I really want to do any kind of coding, all the repeated tasks that I used to do, no, I will be able to do it with the help of AI. Only new concepts that I really wanted to do, for that I had to actually put my mind, right? So currently, the coding culture is completely different with the help of AI agents. And in this particular video, I'll be talking about that. So let's go ahead and share my screen. And as I said, guys, before, let's say in 2011, 12, 13, right? Whenever we had a startup idea, right? Definitely we needed to had some kind of team members to develop the prototype, to develop the MVP product. But now things are different. Since AI is there, if you have a startup idea, definitely go ahead and implement it. At least implement the MVP product, and uh, you know, with that MVP product, at least showcase it to the entire world. Like, how is the idea, whether it is good or bad. Many people will give hundreds of feedbacks for you, right? And you may be thinking, Krish, how that will be possible? How me and for to implement this, definitely you need to have some kind of coding background. If you're a fresher, this will not be possible, right? In this today's time, you really need to be a very, very good coder if you really want to start something of your own, right? Because if you have that particular knowledge, you'll be quickly able to develop a prototype. Once you develop a prototype, once you develop an MVP product, once you showcase that to the world, if you get good feedbacks, that is the stage that you should go ahead with it, right? So in this, now I'll show you like how, if you also are a starter and you're probably thinking of a startup idea, you want to probably develop the MVP product. Now how the coding culture has completely changed with the help of AI agent. So usually there are a lot of AI agents that we specifically use for coding. They are like GitHub Copilot, we have Cloudy Code and all, right? So let's say that this is, if you're following my RAG playlist, these were all the codes that I have explained in my previous session and all, right? And now you see, if I have this entire code, now I want to convert this into a modular structure, right? In Jupyter Notebook, you can see that quickly I have done some ideation, I created something, I developed the rack pipeline, step by step, I did it, right? Now, in order to convert this into a modular coding, do you think that I will just go ahead and keep on creating a files for myself, make sure to create that folder structure, do the importing, this, that? Before I used to do this, right? Before I used to do this, if I talk about 4 to 5 years back, I would suggest, okay, I have to develop everything from scratch and go to this. But now, because of the AI agents, what has actually changed? So let me just go ahead and quickly show you. So here what I will do, I will just go back to my extension and here I will just go ahead and install GitHub Copilot. Now, if you don't know what is GitHub Copilot, so GitHub Copilot is your AI pair programmer, right? And recently, GitHub Copilot have also come up with a agent which is called as GitHub Copilot Chat. So in the chat, what happens is that whenever you open the chat, right? So how do you open the chat? First of all, you go to GitHub Copilot, install it. You know, for me, GitHub has given this for free, for some number of requests every month because I was a GitHub star. So I will just try to go ahead and use this. So let's say that I will go ahead and click on open chat. Okay, so here you can see open chat, right? And you can see over here that all the kind of instruction that I've earlier given over here. Okay, so let's say that I once you open this particular chat, right? So this is just like a AI programmer, pair programmer. So here you basically go ahead and select an agent. You select what model you really want to use. Let's say that I want to use GPT-4 one. So let's say I will go ahead and ask, hey, please explain me about the explain me about the project repository. Okay, repository. I'll just go ahead and ask this particular question. Now here you can see that uh, it'll take some time. It'll go ahead and explore everything that is present over here. It'll give me the answer, right? Now I know that, let's say that I want to probably go ahead and develop a RAG application. Okay, so now I want to go ahead and do it in a modular coding. I am already an experienced developer. I know the concepts very well. So do you think that I really have to do the coding, even though I know the coding? Okay, I know the coding. I can definitely do the coding over here. It will take me a couple of days to complete the project. But what if I just want to quickly test the prototype in 1 hour? I can do that. So here, see what I'll do. I'll say, hey, inside the SRC folder, initially implement logging and exception handling. So let's say that I've given this particular, because I know before I really want to go ahead and do or start any of this particular project, I need to implement the logging and exception handling. Okay, so here all the logs should be stored in the log folder, in the log folder, in the root workspace. Okay, so see, I've just written this. Now automatically what will happen? It'll think what is the question that I have actually given. And here now it is going to go ahead and create a log folder. So somewhere you will be able to see that checklist. It has said that create a log folder in this. It will create an entire plan how the execution is basically going to happen. And automatically a log folder is created over here. This is my logger. This is my exception. Here you can see this, right? Here is my logging. Here is my exception. Here is my logger, right? And this code is definitely from the same thing what you have actually used in the documentation and all. So now I will just go ahead and keep this, and even I can go ahead and do the testing if I want. Okay. So now what I will do, I will also say update the code with the test condition inside a main function, inside the main function within the file. Now, if I just go ahead and see the code, I will be able to understand the code itself. So that is the reason I said that, hey, this is what I'm actually going to do, is that the main thing is that I need to understand the code. If I'm able to understand the code, I know I will be able to do the testing. Okay. Now you see this, I have updated the main file. Okay. So main over here, you can see test condition, test flag is equal to the value error, exception. This is a test exception. Okay. Now I'll go ahead and keep it. Now quickly, if I want to go ahead and execute it, then how I'll do it, I will first of all go ahead and open my command prompt. I will activate my virtual environment, and here I will just go ahead and write python main.py. So once I execute it, here you can see that exception is basically getting handled, right? Now, do you see in app.log anything is getting updated? Yes, it is getting updated, right? Now quickly you could see, right, if I really wanted to implement for my experience, right, if I want to really implement exception handling and logging, it would have taken me 15 minutes. I would probably go ahead and see the documentation. I would have probably seen what all parameters are basically required, each and everything, right? Now see, logging and exception is done. Now what I can do, I can again close this, see this. Okay, I know the first step is data ingestion. I'll say, hey, implement in a RAG, implement the data ingestion in RAG inside, or I'll just say that, hey, create a data ingestion .py file, data ingestion.py file inside the source folder, and it should read all the PDF files inside the data folder using LangChain document loader. Let's say LangChain document loader, and convert into LangChain documents. Now this is my data ingestion. Now I've given the instruction. I know how to do this. Okay, I definitely know how to do this. Okay, now for every instruction that I do, it will basically create a plan. Okay, and it will start working on it. See, the file is basically created. Now here you can see that I have all these things, and it has also executed this name function as such. Right now here you can just go ahead and load all the PDFs. Right, so here you can see os.lead directory PDF path. Right, and PDF path is basically where here you can actually go ahead and see the PDF path. So PDF directory is over here. If I just go ahead and see, here is also given the file name, that is data PDF. See, data. Right now, if you want to quickly go ahead and execute it, I'll keep this particular code. Right, and I will just go ahead and write Python source data ingestion .py. Right. So here, with the help of GitHub Copilot, I'm able to quickly test things over here. Now this will get executed. It'll go ahead and see that how many number of PDF files is basically over here. Right, and here you can see that it is being able to read it beautifully. Right now, before, just imagine if I did not use coding agent. Right, how much time this was basically taking. Yes, I can go and write this code. I'll do some kind of Google search. I'll see the documentation, how to read from a PDF dive, because I cannot buy the code itself. Right, so these are all my code that is redundant. All the times I keep on writing, if I really want to go ahead and write data ingestion, I definitely had to probably go ahead and do it again and again, because these agents have already been trained with huge amount of data itself. Right, now let's say that next step I will go ahead over here, and I'll say, after data ingestion, what do we do? Let's go ahead and implement the chunking. So I'll say, hey, create chunker.py file inside the source folder, and create and perform chunking perform chunking perform chunking uh, perform chunking after the data ingestion pipeline. Okay, now see, I'm just doing this. Okay, I've just written in a very vague manner, create chunker.py and perform chunking after the data ingestion pipeline. So this is basically planned. My chunker.py has been created. Now I'm also using model structure. Okay, so here you can see definition, chunker. So here we have basically called load underscore PDF, and then chunking is basically there. I can also go ahead and tell them, hey, please use modular coding, please use classes automatically. Okay, so let me say, hey, can you use classes inside chunker.py? So here what I'm doing is that if I want a function, I can go ahead and this is for starters. If I want to make it more complex, I can tell my GitHub Copilot agent, specifically the chat agent, to probably go ahead and refactor the code, right? So here you can see that now I will go ahead and keep it. So these all things are basically getting updated. I'll go ahead and keep it. And here you can see now I have a class and I have an init method. And then the same thing is basically happening over here. Now, if I want to quickly go ahead and execute this, right, I will clear the screen. And I will say, hey, let's do one thing. Let's just go ahead and execute Python src slash chunker.py. Now what will happen? Both the pipeline will get executed. Now, see, overall, the main thing is that you need to know the concept. If you know the concept, you can create a plan and you can keep on executing. And this is how the future of coding is going to look like. Okay, this is definitely how the future of coding is going to look like. Now here you will be able to see that. Let's go to one of the courses that, see, my main aim of launching anything that you see around yourself is for a specific reason. If I go to krishnayak.in, right? If I go to live classes, so here what we are doing, generative AI for everyone, we are bringing up this specific course and we teach all these things over here, right? We say people that, hey, how you can go ahead and probably do this. You need not even have a coding knowledge, but at least some basic idea of coding is more than sufficient to get started, right? Here we are saying that how we can use these all amazing tools and how beautiful things you can actually do with this. Here we show you that how you can use all these tools. Along with this, I also use Cloudy Code. So if you know about Cloudy Code, so that is also a very good handy AI agent for useful for integration with the code and all, right? I use that part. But I hope you're getting an idea like how now the coding is basically going to change. This is really important. Now let me talk about some of the pros and cons in this. Now you may be thinking, Krish, can a fresher start with this? No. You become a good coder and then try to use this for your productivity. That's it. You know, before any projects that I really wanted to build, see, I have a lot of knowledge, I have a lot of architecture knowledge, I've done a lot of different kind of projects, I've seen different complexity. Just imagine for implementing a project, I will definitely say that, hey, I know all this stuff. Now I'll tell my AI agent to specifically do that. People lack that thing. If you do not have that knowledge, how you will be able to use the productivity? So for that, you need to be a better coder. You need to start from scratch. You need to get a better handy knowledge. For person who are very highly experienced, if they have some kind of MVP ideas in them, they can directly go ahead and implement this. And that is what the future looks like with respect to coding. So I hope you like this particular video. This was it from my side. I'll see you all in the next video. Thank you.